Hello students, welcome back to my channel Physics by Nitin. I hope all of you are safe and studying well for NEET 2020. So today we'll be discussing about NEET, its analysis and strategy for physics. For many of the students, physics is like they are afraid of physics. They are worried about physics, like how they will be scoring in NEET. So today we'll be discussing about important areas where to focus in physics and how to score some decent marks. Okay, all of you are well aware that NEET 2020 has been postponed to September 13 because of the ongoing pandemic. I know it's very frustrating to see the exam getting postponed multiple times, but we don't have any other choice. The only thing which we can do is utilizing the available time in the best possible way. So let us start quickly. So in today's session, we'll be discussing about number of colleges and seats in India, number of students enrolling every year, state-wise cutoff for NEET. We'll be focusing especially for South Indian states and union territories. Then physics analysis, then scoring areas of physics, then preparation strategy, and common mistakes to avoid. Okay, so today's session I have filled with lot of stats and data. It took lot of time for me to do this research in the Google and I got this data. Mostly I'm expecting the data to be accurate only. If there is any deviations, there'll be slight variation. There may be slight variations. Okay, so let us start. So first of all, NEET, it's National Eligibility Cum Entrance Test. It is conducted every year by NTA to get undergraduate medical or dental course seats at colleges. Okay, whether government or private or deemed universities, and from this year, even to get a undergraduate seat, even in AIMS and JIPMER, it is through NEET only. Okay. Then total MBBS or BDS seats in colleges in India. So if you see, there are 272 government colleges for MBBS, which is having total seats of 41,388. And for private colleges, including deemed universities, there are 260 colleges which have seats of 35,540. And AIMS and JIPMER together, there are some 1,405 seats. So altogether, grand total in India for MBBS, there are 549 colleges and 78,333 seats, out of which 41,388 are government college MBBS seats and 1,405 are AIMS and JIPMER seats. Okay, and if you see similarly for BDS, there are around 313 colleges altogether, out of which 50 are government colleges, and total seats available are 26,773, out of which 3,513 are government seats. Okay, so if you see for South Indian states or union territories, in Andhra Pradesh there are 2,360 seats. In Karnataka there are 2,550 seats for MBBS. We are talking for Kerala 1,455, for Pondicherry 180, for Tamil Nadu it's 3,450, which is highest in South India, and in Telangana there are 1,440 seats. For BDS, if you see, government seats are 140 in Andhra Pradesh, 160 in Karnataka, 240 in Kerala, 40 in Pondicherry, 100 in Tamil Nadu, and 100 in Telangana. So, private colleges and its seats. In Andhra Pradesh, there are 2,850 private college seats for MBBS and 1,200 for BDS. In Karnataka, 6,195 for MBBS, which is highest in South India, and 3,360 in BDS, which is again highest in South India. Kerala, there are 2,800 private college seats for MBBS and 1,730 for BDS. And in Pondicherry, 1,050 MBBS and 300 BDS seats. In Tamil Nadu, 3,600 MBBS seats and 2,760 BDS seats. And in Telangana, 2,650 MBBS seats and 1040 BDS seats are available in private colleges. Then if you see in AIMS and JIPMER, in Andhra Pradesh there are 100 seats, Telangana there are 50 seats, and Pondicherry in JIPMER there are 200 seats, both together in Karaikal and Pondicherry. So total 350 seats. So number of students who are enrolling for NEET UG every year, you can see the number is increasing every year. From 2016 till 2020, it's almost got doubled. Okay. Then state-wise cutoff to get government medical college seat in South Indian states and union territories. So in Andhra Pradesh, to get for a general category student in state quota, minimum marks required is 521 marks, and in all India quota it is 583. In Karnataka, in state quota, minimum marks required is 473, and all India quota it is 584. In Kerala, state quota it is 602, and all India quota it is 600. In Pondicherry, state quota 411, all India quota 588. In Tamil Nadu, state quota 520, all India quota 582. In Telangana, state quota 500 and all India quota 582. Even for the other categories also you can see the marks. Okay. So these are the minimum marks required to get a government medical seat in any of the South Indian states. Okay. Next, analysis of physics. So let us see. So if you see class wise, more or less equal number of questions are coming. It's like equal weightage. In 2019, if you see, 23 questions out of 45 came from class 11 and 22 from class 12. And 2018, 21 from class 11 and 24 from class 12. In 2017, 22 from class 11 and 23 from class 12. So it's more or like equal weightage only. There is no much variation. Hardly 2 or 3 questions. That's all. Okay, so 11th and 12th both are equally important for NEET in terms of physics. Now let us see chapter wise analysis of physics. So I have like studied all 2017, 18, 19 and Orissa papers, and I have taken the count of how many questions came in that particular year and from what areas question is asked from. Okay, so these areas will become your important areas from which question can be expected. So units and measurements, if you see, every year one question is asked. The question is either asked from percentage error or vernier calipers or screw gauge or deducing relation among using dimensional analysis. Okay, from motion and straight line, 0 to 3 questions are being asked in past 4 papers, and the areas are time of descent, relative motion, average velocity. If you take motion in plane, 0 to 4 questions are asked. In NEET 2019, 4 questions are asked from this chapter. So the areas of questions asked are angular speed in circular motion, crossing river along shortest path in relative velocity, resultant vector, stopping distance, and relative velocity in horizontal projectile. Then if you take laws of motion, 1 to 4 questions are asked, and the questions are asked from pseudo force, conservation of linear momentum, friction, and spring force. Then work energy power, 1 to 4 questions are asked, and the areas from which questions are asked are work done by variable force, vertical circular motion, work energy theorem, fractional loss of kinetic energy during collision, coefficient of restitution. Then system of particles and rotational motion, 1 to 4 questions are asked, and the areas from which questions are asked is either rotational or rolling kinetic energy, torque, angular acceleration, and center of mass and gravity. Then from gravitation, every year 2 questions are being asked. The areas from which questions are asked are variation of acceleration due to gravity based on height, depth, latitude or rotation. Then gravitational potential energy, Kepler's laws, universal law of gravitation. Then from mechanical properties of solids, one question is asked every year, either from elastic potential energy or stress strain curve, Hooke's law, bulk modulus. From mechanical properties of fluids, 1 or 2 questions are asked. The areas are speed of efflux, excess pressure, terminal velocity, Pascal's law. From thermal properties of matter, 1 to 2 questions are asked. The areas of questions asked are thermal conductivity, thermal expansion, Newton's law of cooling, formation of ice layer, Wien's displacement law, Stephen's law. And thermodynamics, 1 to 3 questions are asked. The areas of questions being asked are thermodynamic processes, first law of thermodynamics, heat engine and refrigerator. Then kinetic theory of gases, every year one question is asked, internal energy of a gas, Cp, Cv and gamma, RMS velocity. From oscillations, 1 to 3 questions are asked. The areas from which questions are asked are average velocity, distance and displacement, acceleration equations in SHM, amplitude of oscillation, SHM represented as circular motion, combination of springs. Then from waves, 0 to 2 questions are asked, either from resonance tube experiment, organ pipes or Doppler's effect. And electric charges and fields, 1 to 3 questions are asked. Coulomb's law, applications of Gauss law, electric field, surface charge density. And electrostatic potential and capacitance, either 0 to 2 questions are asked. Areas of questions asked are from energy stored in a capacitor, force between capacitor plates, work done to move a charge. Then current electricity, 2 to 3 questions are asked. The areas are every time different, like electric power, electric fuse, heating effects of electric current, ideal voltmeter and ammeter, voltmeter reading in a circuit using Kirchhoff's voltage law, meter bridge, carbon resistors, combination of resistors and cells, potentiometer, factors affecting resistance. Then from moving charges and magnetism, 1 to 2 questions are asked. Ratio of radii of circular path, Biot-Savart law, toroid, magnetic field due to a circular coil, force on current carrying conductor, moving coil galvanometer. And magnetism and matter. From this chapter, 0 to 2 questions are asked. The areas of questions are angle of dip, Earth's magnetic field, magnetic dipole. Electromagnetic induction, 1 to 2 questions are asked. And the questions are asked either from eddy current, induced EMF using Faraday's laws, energy stored in an inductor, energy conservation, LCR circuit, and self-induction. That LCR circuit is basic LCR circuit, like when switch is on at that instant, what is the current passing through the circuit type question. Then alternating current, 0 to 2 questions are asked. Either mostly it is from series LCR circuit, and once it was asked about a graph of alternating EMI. And electromagnetic waves, 1 to 2 questions are asked. It is asked either from displacement and conduction current, or longest wavelength of color, simple question, speed of light and wave equation. Then ray optics, 2 to 3 questions are asked, and each time question is asked from different area. It's asked on rainbow, combination of lenses, total internal reflection, power of lens, lens maker formula, optical instruments, refraction, spherical mirrors, plane mirror, dispersion without deviation, and prisms. And wave optics, 1 to 3 questions are asked. One question is for sure from Young's double slit experiment every year. Then the other questions can be from Fraunhofer diffraction or polarization or resolving power of an optical instrument. Then modern physics. Dual nature of matter, 1 to 2 questions are confirmed. The questions are asked either from about de Broglie wavelength or photoelectric effect. Then from atom, one question is confirmed, that is from Bohr's model. Nuclei, one question is confirmed, mostly it is from radioactivity once it was asked about alpha particle. Then semiconductors, 2 to 3 questions are asked. One question is for sure from PN junction diode, the other is from logic gates, and third one, if they're asking, that will be from common emitter transistor. Okay, this is the chapter wise analysis of physics. Now let us see how to score 80 to 120 marks in physics in easy way by just targeting some specified topics. So if someone is not so strong at 11 topics, class 11 topics, but they are good at 12th, they can still aim for 80 to 120 marks. If you see modern physics, if 5 to 7 questions are asked, all are direct questions. Magnetism, 6 to 7 questions are asked. Gravitation, class 11, 2 questions are asked, which will be simple. And SHM and waves, 2 to 4 questions are asked. And whatever questions are asked from SHM, all are always simple questions. And waves, the questions are asked either from organ pipe or resonance tube experiment or Doppler's effect. Then heat and thermodynamics, simple questions are being asked, 3 to 4 questions. Units and measurement, 1 question. Kinetic theory of gas, 1 question. Wave optics, 1 to 3 questions. And electric charges and field, 1 to 3 questions. So if you're just focusing on these particular chapters, you can easily score 80 to 120 marks. Okay, this is for students who are not so strong in class 11 topics and struggling to score decent marks in physics. Then if someone is aiming to score 120 to 150 marks, then apart from what I have told previously, if you can work on motion in straight line, plane, Newton's laws of motion, work energy power, and rotation, from these 5 chapters, 8 to 11 questions will be asked every year. With this, you can easily score 150 or 150 plus also. Okay, and if someone is aiming for 150 plus, they have to work on all the topics. No other option. Even you have to do ray optics, current, electricity, electrostatic potential and capacitance, and mechanical properties of solids and fluids. You have to work on all the topics if you are aiming for 150 plus. Then preparation is the key. So how are we planning our strategy? Let us see. So first of all, you have to create a study timetable. So identify your weak areas, note them on a paper, and make a proper timetable. The timetable should be like make 4 blocks of 2 hours each and dedicate the 2 hours to a particular subject and have some gaps between those 2 hour blocks. Okay, so and next is when you are scheduling, schedule like one numerical subject followed by a theoretical one. For example, like if you are scheduling 10 to 12 physics, then 2 to 4 botany you make, 6 to 8 chemistry, then 9 to 11 zoology. In that way, 4 2 hour blocks, and every 2 hour block is given. I have given like 1 to 2 hours of break also. So with proper breaks and proper study blocks, this with this you can do 8 hours of studying every day. Okay, which is very good actually. So kindly create a study timetable, which is very important, and identify your weak areas and allot like today in this 2 hours I have to study this particular topic, this particular subtopics of a chapter I have to study. In that way you allot and make a timetable. Okay, in case if anyone need help to make a timetable, you can just comment. I'll be replying over there and we can discuss about your planning of study timetable. Okay, then practice previous year NEET question papers and mock tests. Okay, there are many free mock tests available in different websites, in different coaching institutes, organizations websites. There are many free mock tests available, you can practice over there. And NEET question papers are available in websites. You can download them without answer key and solutions, and you can set timer and you can practice that in 3 hours and check how much you are scoring. Okay, then practice time management, as you have only 180 minutes to attempt 180 questions, so it's like 1 minute per question. So you have to practice time management. So whenever you are starting your exam, start with biology. First 90 questions of biology. Per question you have to spend at max 20 seconds to 30 seconds only. If you can do it in 20 seconds, it's great. Okay, first 90 questions has to be finished in 30 minutes to 45 minutes. Then whatever is the remaining time, half of it can be given to chemistry and half of it can be given to physics, right? Then don't waste too much time on social media like Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, Snapchat, etc. Okay, don't spend too much time. Don't waste your time on those things. That will just strain your eyes and drain your brains. Okay, try to avoid as much as possible until you write NEET exam. Once you enter a college, you can spend lot of time with your friends. Then make sure 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. is your most active time. Why? Because NEET is conducted 2 to 5. So you have to train your brain to be active during 2 to 5 in the afternoon after lunch. So don't sleep during this time and take care of your health. Have enough sleep. Don't worry so much and like it is getting extended like that. You just utilize the time in the best possible way. And common mistakes to avoid. Yeah, once you make a timetable you have to follow it. So not following the timetable is the biggest mistake. Many of the people spend lot of time to make a timetable, but they won't spend that much time to follow that. Okay, so do follow the timetable which you're making. Then don't make a hectic schedule for yourself. As I told, make 4 2 hour blocks with sufficient gaps between them. Then don't ignore NCRT. For theoretical subjects, most of the questions will be coming from NCRT itself. Then don't follow too many books. Follow any one particular book per subject. Don't follow too many books, that will just confuse you. And don't ignore a particular subject thinking you will get the marks in the remaining three. It's not possible. And mostly the subject which gets ignored is physics itself, my subject. Please don't do that. Okay, I keep telling even in my class, if you have to sit in a chair which is your MBBS seat, you need four, what I should say, legs for the chair which are equally long. Even if three legs are long enough and one leg is short, you can't sit in that chair. Okay, so give equal importance to all four subjects. Don't ignore any particular subject, especially physics. Okay, physics is a rank decider. Okay, so that's all for today's session. Thank you and all the best. Yeah, do like the video and subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon to get interesting videos. Okay, and if you have any doubts, do comment in the comment section. I'll be replying over there. Thank you so much.